on Saturday. That's right, and I'm Super Zach. Well, we are here for Launch 360 Ministries Kid International, that is. That's right, Launch 360 International Ministries for kids. All kids, one big world and one great big God. Here we are growing, learning, and becoming who we're called to be every day.
Children are growing, so start them off the way they should go. And even when they're old, they will not turn from it. Proverbs 22:6. They're learning, so fathers, don't exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Ephesians 6:4. And they're becoming, for the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Romans 8:19.
All kids, one big world, one great big God. So listen to this cool message from our new friend, Dino-Mir, who's going to let you know about your potential. And he's also going to make you aware of how to protect yourself so that the enemy doesn't try to stop your potential. Take it away, Dino-Mir. Hey guys, my name is Dino-Mir, and I'd like to welcome you to Launch 360 International Ministries for Kids. And we're talking about potential. Just so you know, you've got potential. Let's talk about what potential is. Webster declares potential as an unrealized ability, which kind of means that you have all kinds of things deep down in you, but you don't know it. And we know that anything unrealized or unknown is like a secret that keeps you from moving forward or doing all the things that you're supposed to do. We all know what happens with a secret. Only certain people know, while others are kept in the dark. Hey, who just turned the lights off? So in other words, potential is great, but it has to be realized. Realizing your potential illuminates your abilities and gifts so that everyone can see them, even you. And today, we want everyone to realize their potential and know who they are. To realize means to become fully aware of something as a fact, and the truth about it is clearly understood. Realizing potential gives us the ability to see the greatness that lies deep within us, deep down inside of us. It's that light that shines within us so that we can develop into and become all that we're capable of. It's our Jeremiah 29:11. It lights our pathways so that we can fulfill the plans that God has for us. Those plans that He, our Creator, put in us from the very beginning of time. Realizing our potential and living in our Jeremiah 29:11 ensures us that we will have a great future and much success. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." That's for all of us. See, He even took time to write a plan about us. So what stops our potential? Not knowing who we are and whose we are. So in this week's video, you're going to learn about my friend Paul, whose name used to be Saul. He was a person filled with potential, but he used it the wrong way. And he used it the wrong way because he didn't understand how important he was into the kingdom of God. And his ways were a little rough on the Christian. But he met Jesus on the road to Damascus, and he changed his ways. And then he began to share the truth about Jesus. Paul was, I would say, a full of potential believer. So friends, this week, I want you to remember the plans that God has for you. They're the plans that want you to prosper and to bring you good success and no harm. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, you've got to realize all the potential that's inside of you. Wow, that was pretty awesome, Dino-Mir. I get it now. God has plans for us, and He's declaring that those plans will make me prosperous, and they're going to give me a future, a great future, and I won't have to worry about being harmed. That's Jeremiah 29:11, and I'm going to walk in it every day. Thanks so much, Dino-Mir. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And you're right, Super Zach. I'm going to walk in my full potential too. I realize that God made plans for us. Not just me, but for all of us. And check out this great video by Saddleback Kids. Just like Dino-Mir was telling you. We're going to learn about Paul and how he learned how to use his potential for God.
The Miracle of Mercy. Paul. This is Saul. Saul was a Pharisee who hated the followers of Jesus so much that he would hunt them down to be brought to trial in Jerusalem. And he would even seek to murder them. Saul was uttering threats with every breath, and he was eager to kill the Lord's followers. So he went to the high priest. He asked him to write a letter to the Jews in Damascus that would allow him to arrest any Christians he found there. He wanted to bring them, both men and women, back to Jerusalem in chains. Now Saul went on his way. And as he came near Damascus, a light from heaven flashed around him, and he heard a voice that said, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Saul cried out, "Who are you, Lord?" And the voice said, "I am Jesus. Rise and go into the city, and you will be told what to do." So Saul got up and he opened his eyes, but he couldn't see anything. So the men who were with Saul led him into the city. After 3 days, a man named Ananias came to Saul. He put his hands on Saul, and immediately Saul could see again. And with that, Saul became a follower of Jesus. He became the very thing he had tried to hunt. And he immediately began telling people that Jesus is the Son of God, and he taught them about the mercy of God that he had received. And all who heard him were amazed. He then went by a new name, Paul, as he began preaching not just to the Jewish people, but to everyone. Despite many difficulties like being imprisoned, shipwrecked, and narrowly escaping death multiple times, Paul continued to preach about Jesus. Paul said that he would do everything he could to save people and help them know God. And that's just what he did in order to reach people who would otherwise be unreached. And many came to know Jesus because of what Paul said. Paul taught many in his day through his letters, but even more have come to learn more about Jesus through the letters of Paul that can be read even to this day.
We know that the enemy of potential is not knowing who you are. Now, we are going to know who we are, and we are going to walk in our full potential. Well, you heard it again, and we are going to walk in our full potential. So friends, I'll see you here next week. And remember, God gave you a plan, and use your potential to fulfill it. See you here next week for Launch 360 Ministries, Kids International Ministries, that is.